Right. Someone wanted to know what I took Tahr hunting with me, so I'm going to do a quick little bit on that. First and foremost, an ice axe. These are insteps. They just go around your boots. Gators. Footwear. I like my lowers. Shelter. Bivi bag. A big full-size pack on the hill. Change of clothes. I carry a dry pair of PolyPro. Just small lightweight dry bags. What do you call those things? Bladder. Always take hat and gloves. PolyPro gloves. Waterproof pants. Insulation pattern is the Frostline. They're extremely warm. Gore-Tex socks I was showing you about. I can't find them in New Zealand. I think you can buy them on eBay. You can buy these from Army Surplus as well. Top G. Great piece of equipment. Very, very good piece of equipment. I definitely recommend getting one. Once again, I'll put the link under there. Use the discount code provided to get your followers a discount. Might put that back in there so I don't lose it. First and foremost, an ice axe. This thing's really important, whether you're in the ice or the snow or just in the tussock. If you're in really steep country, this thing is probably going to save your life sooner or later. Crampons. Some people take crampons. I don't take crampons. I used to, but I hardly ever used them. If I was going to an area that I knew I was going to have to rope up, then I would take a harness and crampons. Otherwise, I usually just take these if I know there's going to be snow or if I'm on a glacier. These are insteps. They just go around your boots, or fangs we call them, and they just give your boots a bit more grip on the snow. Once again though, glaciers, you've got to be aware of crevasses. Just be very wary out there, guys, within the Alpine environment. If you don't know about avalanche awareness and how to read the snowpack, then I suggest probably not a good idea to go up where there's a big snowpack in the steep stuff, because an avalanche can quite easily take you off your feet, or the face can release underneath you. I don't have really access to snow, so I'm not going to show you how to dig a snow pit and read layers. We'll save that for another time. For this winter, maybe we'll do some snow science stuff this winter. Right. Gators. I take gators. I never used to wear gators, but ever since I started using them, they are bloody great. They not only keep your boots dry, because if you walk through the wet grass or wet tussock, your pants get wet, that water wicks into your socks, and then you get wet feet. I hate wet feet. I don't think they're very safe hunting in wet feet all day. Sometimes I have to. If I have to cross the river multiple times, I'll just do it. But if I can keep my feet dry, I like to keep them dry. These gators are really good. Wilson's canvas. I've had these for over a year now. I've thrashed them. I've used multiple other gators from multiple other brands and been on many expeditions with people wearing gators from other brands, and none of them have lasted. They've all failed. These are the only ones that have hung in there. Wilson's canvas. Very, very good. Twin needle, I think, make a real good pair of gators as well. Footwear. I like my lowers. Lots of people like different brands and whatnot. I thrash the tits out of my lowers. I look after them. I don't put them by the fire at night. I don't sit by the fire with my feet up next to the fire, which roots a lot of boots. Lots of people have said, oh, these boots are rubbish, those boots are rubbish, but I go on so many hunting trips and I see people sitting around the fire in their boots. And of course the boots are the closest point to the fire, receiving the most heat, and it just completely destroys the glues in there and the boots fall to bits. So don't wear your boots around the fire. Take them off. Wear bare feet or socks if you're going to sit around a fire. Don't dry your boots next to a fire. All you're going to do is ruin the glue, bugger the rubber up and the leather, and you're not going to dry the inside of your boots. You just dry the outside. Put on damp boots in the morning, damp buggered boots. So yes, don't do that. Shelter. On the hill, I always camp in a really good tent, unless I know the weather's going to be fine and calm with no wind. Then I might just take a fly, but usually I take a good Alpine tent to shelter under, just in case shit hits a fan. I never used to. I just find somewhere safe to shelter instead of fly up. But if you're up on the tops, having an Alpine tent's great. It means you don't have to dive down into the bush line or into the scrub to find a safe place to set up your fly to protect you from the elements. You can just put up your tent anywhere on any flat surface. Well, within limits anyway. If it's going to be a storm, then you probably do want to find some kind of shelter, because even heavy snow can collapse those Alpine tents. This is the Stony Creek South, showed you a while back. Very, very small, packs down. So I'll take this on the hill. I'll quite often take a Bivi bag as well if I know we're going to be a long way from base camp, and I'll take a raincoat and enough snacks to last us the day, and then some emergency food for the night. This is just in case I injure myself or someone else injures himself, so we can set him up stabilise them, get them nice and warm and dry until the rescue chopper comes in, or we can get the boys from camp to come give us a hand and get them back down to camp, whatever the case may be. Bivi bag, you can get these from armysurplus.co.nz or armyoutdoors.co.nz. I'll put a link below here. Use the discount code that I provide to get your followers a discount, 10% discount. Right, what else? A pack. I always carry a big full-size pack on the hill with enough stuff in there to last me the night. Unless I'm hunting really close to camp, then I might not do that, but if I'm out on the hill for a day, I'll take a full-size pack. Now a lot of people just carry day packs. I think this is a bad idea because you can't really put enough stuff in the day pack to get you through the night safely and comfortably. So I really encourage you to carry a full-size pack on the hill, not just a day pack, and have enough gear in there to be able to stay out the night if you need to. You don't have to carry a sleeping bag and all the rest of it. If you've got a bivy bag in there and some dry clothes in, you're going to survive the night. It's also really good to carry the meat or the skin or the head off the hill in a pack. It's a lot safer to have it in your pack instead of flapping around and slipping off and catching on stuff, all the rest of it. Yes, so good to carry a backpack on the hill, full-size backpack. Like I said, this Stony Creek is great because you can put these side compression straps across the pack and they click into the opposite side. You can cinch them up like so, shrink, and then you do the same with the other strap on the other side, and you can actually make this pack fairly low profile, and of course it's very lightweight anyway. Binoculars, always take binos guys, because you're going to spend more time glassing than walking. Well, you're probably not actually, you're probably going to spend more time glassing than walking, but real good binos, a good pair of binos, good pair of optics really help you spot the animals on the hill, because they can be very difficult to spot at times. Pants, change of clothes. I'll carry a dry pair of PolyPro and usually one of these wool shirts. This is a MKM original wool shirt. This will stay warm even when wet, and a raincoat on me on the hill at all times. I always carry a dry set of clothes in case I injure myself when I'm wet, then I can change into dry clothes, put my fly up, get my bivy bag, whatever, and stay safe and warm and not get hypothermia waiting for the helicopter, because if it clags in or a storm comes in, the chopper might not be able to get in for several days, sometimes up to a week, possibly longer. So dry pair of clothes in the pack, in one of the small dry bags, just small lightweight dry bags. Showed you these things before. Yeah, really good to have dry change of clothes. Knife, don't forget your knife. Ammo, bolt, gun, unless you're bow hunting. Water. It is possible to run out of water on the tops, especially if everything's frozen and you can't get to any creeks. So I like to carry a what do you call those things? Bladder. A Camelback. This is a Stony Creek brand. Camelback, whatever, MSR. I like to carry a water bladder because I think, for me personally, I stay a lot more hydrated if I'm sipping as I go, as opposed to having big drinks from creeks here and a big drink from a creek there. I never used to carry one of these. I just carry either a water bottle or I drink from creeks, but having this readily available keeps me hydrated all day. I'll just steadily sip away, and I find that I can smash out the miles a lot easier and a lot more comfortably if I continually sip little amounts of water all day instead of just knocking heaps back whenever I get to a creek. So definitely recommend getting a water bladder and having that on the side of your pack. And this little insulation hose helps as well, because if you don't have this, if you just have this bare tube, that'll actually freeze up. It's a pain in the ass. Get up in the morning and then go to have a drink and your water freezes. It'll even freeze on the hill if it's very cold when you're just travelling. Also remember to sleep with your water inside the tent, preferably. You don't have to have it inside your sleeping bag because it might leak, but just somewhere close by so it's not going to freeze overnight, or boil hot water and defrost it before you head out on the hill. Multiple times I've just chucked this thing on my back, headed up the hill, and oh damn it, the blooming hose is frozen, now I can't drink, and I've had to muck around unscrewing the top and drinking, and I tried to rub this to defrost it. There we go, water bladder. This little thing here is pretty nifty. Sometimes I'll take this on the hill. It's just a small lightweight sleeping bag, compact sleeping bag. This one's not very good. This is a Roman, it's not down, it's just a Roman synthetic sleeping bag. I bought it because we needed another sleeping bag, so I bought this because that's all they had that was cheap. I didn't want to buy another really expensive one, so I recommend carrying a smaller down sleeping bag. I might actually get one of those just so I can get a lighter one than this, because the small down ones pack up even smaller, and that can go in my Bivi bag in an emergency. Go hang that back up there. Clothing on the hill. Stony Creek, man, go Stony Creek, they're so good. They make all this excellent clothing. This is the Frostline. I've had it for a couple of years now. It's really, really good. It's got those little square things in it that I showed you in the last video. So it's very, very, very warm. Great powerful weight. I've also got this nifty piece of equipment that up there. That's the Primal Loft from Stony Creek. That's very, very warm too. It doesn't have a hood though. They did send me another one with a hood, but I gave it to Dan because he didn't have a warm jacket, so I said, here mate, have this. I kind of wish I kept given the other one, so I had one with a hood. Hat and gloves. Always take hat and gloves. Sometimes I'll take my big possum hat, sometimes I'll just have a wool beanie or a fleece beanie. Very important to have a hat, because if you do get cold, your head loses heat, or the body loses heat from the head much quicker than the rest of the body. So carry a hat, carry gloves. Several kinds of gloves that I carry. I'll just show you those. These are windproof gloves. They're very, very good. I have another pair of micro fleece gloves as well from Stony Creek. I asked for another pair and they sent me these, which are good but not as good as their micro fleece. These are windproof. They're micro fleece ones. You can squeeze the water out of them and put them back on. They're very, very lightweight. They're great if it's chilly. Neoprene gloves, I've seen people wear neoprene gloves. They're very good too, because they will stay warm when they're wet. And if it's going to be very cold, I'm hunting in the middle of winter, the temps are going to be below zero, or I'm in snow, I'll take some snowboarding gloves, some skiing gloves. These are Quicksilver. They have inserts as well, so another good addition to normal gloves are PolyPro gloves. You can buy them, I think you can get those from Army Surplus as well. PolyPro gloves, they're very, very good. You can still use your hands with them. They're great for duck shooting as well, because you can still load your bullets into your magazine, and you can put PolyPro gloves on and these gloves on as well. I used to work snowmaking, so I used to work in snowmaking up Mount Hutton, and when I was doing that, I put PolyPro gloves inside normal gloves, and they just help keep you warm at night. PolyPro gloves, great, they're all fantastic. We even carried a couple of pair of PolyPro gloves in case one pair got wet, then we put the other pair on. You can even wear 2 pairs of PolyPro gloves under your normal gloves, so very, very important gloves. As soon as you stop, pull out the binos and start glassing, your hands will get very cold. Let's hang these gloves back up. Waterproof pants, another awesome piece of equipment. I carry these Stony Creek Dream Ball trousers, but really any kind of cheap pants will do, just those cheap nylon showers. Just looking for a windproof shower. I wouldn't go too overboard. I have tried hunting with my snowboarding pants, my skiing pants, but they're quite heavy. While they're quite warm, I'll quite often take these just to wear around camp. Actually, when I get back to camp, I'll wear my snowboard skiing pants, but they're a little bit heavy to take out on the hill, and they're a bit restricting. I'll only put my wind resistant or waterproof pants on usually when I stop the glass. When I'm traveling around the hill, I usually just wear shorts and PolyPro, or just shorts, because it's just a lot easier. You get more freedom of movement if you're in shorts and PolyPro. But then I'll take PolyPro pants and these waterproof pants on to put on when I'm glassing. Stony Creek do make a pair called the Lansborough, which are good, but once again, they're not built to stand up to the abuse of pushing through monkey scrub. You're best to just wear short and bare legs when pushing through monkey scrub, and let your legs take the hammering instead of your equipment, because monkey scrub is extremely tough. These Lansborough pants are really good. They do have heat dump zips on the side. You can unzip to let the heat dump, but if you're climbing mountains, guys, you're going to sweat your tits off. So I just take these Lansborough pants for around camp. Sometimes if it's really, really cold up the hill, I'll throw them in my pack. and wear these when I stop instead of the windproof pants, or with the windproof pants. But once again, these have the same square insulation pattern as the Frostline. They're extremely warm, very warm pants. Great for banging around the farm on a quad bike if you're after some really warm insulative pants. They're not waterproof, but they are super warm. They've got zip pockets and stretch panels and all the rest of it. One thing about Stony Creek are their belts. They send with the pants, they're kind of shit. I actually put a Huntec belt on. No, this is a Stony Creek belt. They're kind of shit. They slowly slip loose as you're wearing them. They don't stay tight. So take a normal belt, or you have to just keep adjusting it all day. Probably best to take your normal belt that you use for hunting. Preferred leather belt. I can hang those up. Spare socks. I'll take these things hunting too. These are the Gore-Tex socks I was showing you about. I can't find them in New Zealand. I think you can buy them on eBay. Mountain Equipment Cart in Canada also sells them. They're not like seal skins with the woolen Gore-Tex layer combined. They're just a single layer of Gore-Tex. And I'll put my normal socks on under these, put these on if my boots are wet. And I'll keep my socks nice and dry. I always carry one, sometimes two pairs of dry socks on the hill, because even if you've got waterproof boots and all the rest of it, your feet will sweat, your socks will get damp. It's great around lunchtime, mid-afternoon, to be able to take a dry pair of socks out of your bag and put them on. If it's a hot day, I'll take my boots off and stop the glass for animals, and I'll just let the boots steam out a little bit to get rid of the excess moisture and dry the socks I've got on in the sun, or I'll put my damp socks on the outside of my backpack and let them dry off as I'm walking with my nice fresh socks on. So try it, man. A fresh change of socks on the hill is fantastic. Oh, another, I think, fairly important piece of equipment. Bloody hell. A neck warmer. You can buy these from Army Surplus as well. Look at that. This is the woolen one from the English Army. There's a couple of different thicknesses and sizes. I like the long ones and the thick wool ones because they just provide more warmth, and you can even put them on to keep your ears warm as well. Like that as well. That's pretty cool. I think I feel pretty cool when I'm rocking around like this anyway. Sup, ball? Oh, you can even, you know, put it on your wrist and look tough as too. Great piece of equipment, very good piece of equipment. I definitely recommend getting one. Once again, I'll put the link under there. Use the discount code provided to get your followers a discount. Might stick that back in there so I don't lose it. Can go. Oh, these are those gloves I was telling you about, the Micro Plus gloves. Micro Plus, they're really good. Like I said, very small. They fold down very small. You can squeeze the moisture out of them, put them back on. They're fantastic. The only thing, if you wear them duck shooting and you load your gun with them, that catches in the bloody magazine of the semi-automatic and tears off, which is a bit of a bugger. But now it's good because I can put them on and can put my nose if I need to and keep my glove snot free.